G'day, legends. TJC Sports here. Welcome back to another legendary NRL live stream reaction. Welcome to our first round 6 NRL live stream reaction. It's the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs versus the Penrith Panthers, or should I say, Doggies. Doggies is Panthers' A team versus Panthers' B team. Essentially, here you merge Tigers and the Dogs, and you essentially get a premiership-winning Penrith Panthers team. Let's be honest here. So in a way, the only one that's challenged any of the Panthers dynasty is the Parramatta Eels. But enough parapraise at the start, legends. We're not going on to just praise Para non-stop, are we, in this one here? We're talking about the Dogs and the Panthers here tonight, legends. Of course, the Penrith Panthers going into this as massive favourites. There's no shout-out about that, legends. I think we all know that about this game here today. The Penrith Panthers on the ladder, absolutely dominating. The Dogs struggling at the start of the year. They're coming off a loss against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. They wouldn't have liked to have had heading into this game. Panthers yet to lose as of yet. They're the only team this season yet to lose as of yet. Funnily enough, you know, every team behind them has only lost one, but you know, those teams aren't the teams I would have expected. Souths, Knights, and Tigers. Fun fact, second versus third, Knights and the Tigers. Can you not wait for that on Sunday, legends? Unfortunately, won't be able to vlog it, but keen to hear about it anyways. That's going to be a ripper of a game. Sucks it's on the same day as my team. Cade Mill says, can't wait. And so does Rugby Fella. Shout out to you two in the chat. Liam Pritchard. Hey, Liam, your logo's changed from orange to blue. Awesome, bro. I noticed those little things. I like you guys. Says Panthers by 50. By 50! You know what? Based on last week, that doesn't even shock me. But by 50, legends, Liam Pritchard's calling in the chat here. And that goes into our predictions poll to talk about throughout the game and at halftime, legends. If you want a potential chance to be shouted out during a try, you should drop your own prediction. Hudzo says, I'm going for Doggies, but I know Panthers will win. Hudzo, that's completely fair, man. It's like how I was going for Para, but I knew Tigers would probably win, right? It just so happens to be that way, legend, sometimes. And you can't really control that. The game's funny like that, rugby league. You never really know what direction it's going to go, where it's going to go right, left, straight up into the sky, you know, north, south, east, west, doesn't matter. Never eat soggy wheat bix, baby. That's how I learnt my directional patterns. I don't know how you guys learnt yours. Mate, how's this game already got me talking about directional patterns? I can already tell that this stream's going to be absolutely insane when I'm going into stuff like that for no apparent reason here. Hosted at a core stadium. Here are your lineups with 2 minutes, well, not 2 minutes, roughly 7 minutes till kickoff is due, legends. I don't know where I got to from. Speaking of number 2, Karaz lines up in the number 2 spot with Marcelo Montoya on the wings. Anari Tuala and Bronson Jerry are your centers. Connor Tracy's the fullback. Matt Burton and Lockie Galvin link up in the halves there. I still do not approve of that halves partnership just because for me personally, they're both out and out 5'8" where they're trying to make something work that's not naturally ever going to work. But that's just my opinion. Doggies fans, feel free to have your say as we welcome plenty of differing opinions in the chat. Bailey Hayward is your hooker today with Samuel Hughes and Max King in the props. Villamia Kickow and Jacob Preston in the second row with Jamin Salmon, the weak-gutted dog at lock. Kurt Mann, Tupanua, Harry Hayes, Jake Turpin, Lapoya Poi, and Jeffro Rinakama round up the rest of your bench here today. As for the Penrith Panthers, the away side, we have Dylan Edwards at fullback here with Thomas Jenkins and Brian To'o on the wings. What a season Thomas Jenkins is having. In total, has even more tries than the entirety of the Bulldogs so far this season. Paul Alamotti and Casey McLean are your centers, with Blaze Talangi and Nathan Cleary playing his big 200, captaining the side at halfback. Moses Leota and Lindsay Smith are your props, with Mitch Kinney at hooker. Isaiah Papali'i and Liam Martin are the second rowers, with Isaiah Yeo at lock. Jack Cogger, Billy Phillips, Scott Sorensen, Luke Garner, Isaac Tungo, and Freddie Lusick wrap up the rest of the interchange here today. Personally, yes, I agree with a lot of what I've seen so far. I do think the Penrith Panthers win this game well. But ultimately, and this is going from a Para fan, so take it nicely, actually. I would love to see the Dogs actually put up a fight here. I want this to be a good game. You know, I don't actually want a smashing necessarily. But if a smashing happens, so be it. You know, I have no problem. Both these teams are big rivals of my club. All right. And, you know, feel free to laugh at me, by the way, for losing to the Tigers. All right. That's fine with me. Feel free to do that, legends. Ultimately, I just want a good game here. And one of them gets smashed. One of them gets smashed. $6 is a fair paying price for the Dogs, by the way. very heavy underdogs in this one. As for personal predictions from TJC Legend, so far the only commenter to make a prediction is Liam, but TJC's predictions for this game, I am going with an anytime try scorer collection of Matty Burton. Yeah, no, not Matt. Matty Burton's going to score first. Bronson Jerry is going to score anytime with a try from Thomas Jenkins. There you go, Legends. There are your free try scorers today from TJC Sports. Hudso in the chat says, I'm going for doggies, but I know Panthers will win. Yep. Liam Pritchard says, hi, Tyler Parra got robbed against the Tigers on Easter Monday. I don't like to use the term robbery, man. The best teams don't have to focus on just the ref. They move on to the next game. But I do agree in the sense that I didn't agree with a lot of decisions in that game. I do agree with that, man. But I can also recognize that part of that probably is my one-eyedness. But ultimately, for me personally, I agree. There were some pretty poor calls in that game. But I think it went both ways. We just hope to move on to the next and be better. Streaming pretty much every game this week before Sunday, Legends. The only game we're missing is the middle game of Super Saturday, Sharks and Roosters. Apologies for that, Legends. TJC is unavailable for the 5:30 game, but you will see him doing the 3 o'clock and 7:35 games, as well as, of course, both games tomorrow and tonight's game, of course, Legends, between the Dogs and the Panthers here. Obviously, most people will be going on a 13+ in this one. If you enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. My little Cuzzo debuting for Parry. Hey, Tottenham. Is Araz your... No, I'm fully familiar with Araz Tottenham, bro. I'm very, very in with watching the juniors and all that. So Araz is your little cousin. That's awesome, bro. Good to hear that, man. He's been looking good, hasn't he, in the junior system, man? The cup. Honestly, probably a long time coming, his debut for the Parramatta Eels. Bro, I can't wait for Sunday to watch him play. He's my only try scorer, I reckon, I'm tipping to score in that game. I think he'll get a job done there. Hopefully, it translates to good form on the field when the actual game comes about. All right? I will remember the name. No doubt about that, man. Awesome-looking player, though, of Cups to be believed for how he's going to play in the NRL. It's not always the case. Luke Brooks was amazing in the Cup. Ended up just being the GOAT, but he could have been so much more. He could have been the only GOAT if he was good enough. Good man, says Tottenham Ranger. Nah, the good man is Araz, bro. Absolutely, Araz, great man. Anybody else excited like me here? Who couldn't be more excited? It's Thursday night footy here on Channel 9, of course. Guys, remember, free to air. Feel free to watch it on free to air. TJC's just here for you to enjoy some content while you watch the game because, let's face it, Channel 9 isn't always the most favoured when it comes to their, commentary during the game, right? Or their reactions. You want a real rugby league fan talking it? You got your boy here. Whoop, 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 beep, 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 beep. You're going on the sideline there. Does anyone know Heath Ledger? Of course, Heath Ledger, one of the greats, bro. Heath Ledger, man. Why so serious? Bro, mate, I remember watching 10 Things I Hate About You in school and having to do a study on it, bro. Of course I know Heath Ledger. Brokeback Mountain, man, crazy good actor. Rest in peace to his soul. It's been a while since then, but focusing on rugby league legends. But of course I know Heath Ledger, bro. He's essentially me, but an actor. I don't have an ego. I don't know what you're talking about, Legends. I don't know at all what you're talking about. Come on. Nathan Cleary leads at the Penrith Panthers tonight, Legends. 200 career games for the Penrith Panthers for him. 4 premierships. 1,791 points. 69 tries. Nice. He'll look for number 70 tonight. 747 goals. 16 clutch as they get field goals. 2 Clive Churchill medalists and 3-time Dally M halfback of the year. This is your Penrith Panthers all-time point scorer, Nathan Cleary, out onto the field. Celebrations galore. The King of Penrith, or I guess Prince of Penrith, mirroring the King of Parramatta, who I'd say is currently Mitch Moses, used to be Clint Gufferson. He was my relative. Oh, that's cool, Hud. So I love little facts like that. I feel like that's something that, is all too pushed aside, right? How the world's a small place sometimes. It's a huge place, but it's also a very small place sometimes, right? But don't hold on for too much longer because the Dogs are now coming out onto the field. And we talk so much about the pride of the Bulldogs. What does it mean to be a Bulldogs? Is that a West Tigers flag on the side? That shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there. The kennel going loud tonight. Can the Dogs show what that doggy's pride means in this one here? Before this game, Andrew Johns was talking about the way to beat the Panthers, the game plan for the ages. Can the Dogs do the unimaginably impossible, the improbable, the statistical phenomenon? Nothing works in their favor here. But that doesn't always equal the win for the other team. History has shown us the most unexpected of results can happen. Today, legends, refereeing the game, we have Gerard Sutton. The last game that he ref that you'd probably remember is Titans versus Broncos. Yes, he was part of that poor forward pass call. Hopefully we don't get anything like that tonight. 3, 2, 1. We have kickoff, legends. Panthers versus Doggies. And the first tackle of the game will be on Lindsay Smith, Australian Kangaroo representative here, taking the first flop of the game over to IPAP here. Hayward with a quick piece of defensive movement gets it over to Moses Leota. Probably under-talked about how good his partnership was with James Fisher-Harris at the peak of this dynasty. Even we were even at the peak before. How they look this year is truly spectacular. Highest ever win against the Storm last week. Isaiah Yu crashes into the line for fifth tackle. Cleary clearing it here over to the left. And it's only going to get to 30 now. Just running in Marcelo Montoya. This would be a massive moment if they could get some meters here. But not only that, legends, they also put 50 on them and now also can celebrate the fact that they've got the most points ever. Like they've won by the biggest margins ever for 5 straight in the NRL era. Now back through the middle, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs now. Stepping around now, Jamin Salmon here over to the 40. And Rugby Fella jumps in with a chat here and says, Panthers 13 plus. Love that prediction, legend. Well, right now, it could be the Dogs making it 1-12. It's a good pass to Hughes. Samuel Hughes runs into the 30 and down he goes. The only player I'd love to score a try truly for the Dogs is probably Bronson Cherry because I think that'd be great. High kick in the air, plenty of challenge on it. And there would have been a question whether he tried to foul Jenkins there, but the call is that they competed for it in the air. And now McLean goes. McLean into the line now. I got Cleary as my captain on his 200. Fair enough, man. Nathan Cleary is in sublime form. No wonder he's first on the Dally M leaderboard. Speaking of Thomas Jenkins legends, he has a chance to make history today. I know that he already made history last week, but he's got another chance today, legends. You know, if he gets a double tonight, he matches Alex Johnston's all-time NRL try score, the NRL all-time try scorer record for 6 consecutive doubles in the NRL era. Can he do more? So Lem says, can you show us the game, please? Unfortunately, not due to copyrights. That's why I call it a live stream reaction, not a live stream. I apologize for that, legend, genuinely, but this one's on Channel 9, so it's a lot more accessible than any of the other games. And the Dogs putting pressure on the Panthers. They'll get around to the halfway line here on the third tackle. 3 minutes gone by in this game so far. Do you know Winston Neville? Of course I know Winston Neville. Hot dog guy, Rugby League 26. Bro, mate, I don't just know Winston Neville, know of him, bro. He's one of the creators I'd consider one of my good rates. Over to the middle now. They're almost through. And nearly gets it on the 10 here. That would have been incredible from Tuala. Now to left here, Samuel Hughes stepping around. Could the Dogs do it here, legends? Lifting up, they kick it, it's a chip. And the Dogs chase, trying his best to get it out. Yeah, he was just asking, don't worry, man, I've just told him, he's all good, he's chill. He just wanted to see the game, and I understand that because plenty of people want to watch the game. I understand. I was once that person that couldn't watch most games except if they were on Channel 9. I completely get the struggle, man. All right. One thing I like to do on the channel is not forget where I came from and know the relatability of my audience. High kick in the air now. The Dogs over to the right on the 20, and Montoya lifts up, scoops it in like some ice cream and gets it down. 12 meters away. The Panthers trying their best here to avoid any unfortunate setbacks to open up this game here, especially not on Cleary's 200th. Max King will crash through now, and down goes King right in front of the line here. Mitch Kenny and Lindsay Smith. I remind you, legends, if you're enjoying the stream and new, consider hitting that sub button. Connor Tracy for the Dogs, and he's got it. The Bulldogs, the statistical phenomenons have done it. It's 4-0 at the moment. The referee, though, might have just ruined the party. He's going up as no try. Jacob Preston is required to run through space and makes contact with the defender, Blaze Talangi. An obstruction occurs on Blaze Talangi, and this is going to be no try, legends. The Dogs fans will be filthy with that one. The Panthers have just put up a great training run there to stop a try, and the Dogs are probably going, are you kidding me, man? Why on earth has he done that? Preston, unfortunately, too quick to let them get into the mix. And unfortunately for the Dogs, they'll give away a penalty here. Here come the Panthers. If Dogs score, that's the end of Panthers scoring first. Well, yeah, man, that's the end of it. Of course it is. It's like if I high-five myself, that's the end of who's going to high-five TJC next, right, legends? Watch, one of you random guys is going to go up to me and give me a high-five for no reason. I'm going to what the heck's going on now that I've said that. But Lindsay Smith now gets it to Mitch Kenny. Over to Lungy. The left is opening up nicely for McLean. And he could have passed to Jenkins. He decides he's going to leave Jenkins out of this play for now, though. Now to the middle here. Cleary. Isaiah Yeo and Yeo against all the odds. Knocks the ball on. Of all the players, who would have bet Yeo to be the one to knock it on? One of Penrith's most experienced. In fact, Penrith's most experienced. He is the most capped Panther ever. Now over to Matt Burton here through the left. He will have fond memories of playing for the Panthers, mostly at centre, of course, because they had Luai and Cleary. As it goes to Carraz now, with the pizzazz down the middle, Jacob Carraz takes the tackle. Remember, legends, we read every single comment on the channel, so don't be afraid to say hi. As Galvin gets it off to Preston. Preston back to Galvin. 10. They want to get to the 10. They can't. They're on the 20. Hayward now to Salmon, to Burton, over to Kayo. They're away. Kayo shoves them off. Kayo's going to crush over for a try. Kayo's going to crush over. He says, thank you very much, Panthers. And they've underestimated their opposition to start this game. The Dogs make it 4-0. This is a beautiful play here down the left edge. And now we have a try for the home side. It is a former Penrith Panther, Viliami Kayo, makes it 4-0. And I almost put it towards Panthers because of how familiar he is in a Pars jersey. Wasn't the best start to his career at the Dogs, was it? Very injury-riddled, but he'll take it this season. While he's not been as favoured in his game style with how quick the game's gone at times, he's favoured there. Quick speed, big strength, big play. Big boys do it in the big moments. And Viliami Kayo is just that. William Ross says, score. It is now 4-0 to the Penrith Panthers, legends. And I don't think we're even 10 minutes into this game. And when you're asking for a strike player, not many second rowers come to mind nowadays like Viliami Kayo, legends. And that started from Salmon, of all players. People forget sometimes that Salmon's played plenty of times in the halves. Of course, he's locked frequently for the Dogs, but in his career, he's no stranger to linking up with a halfback. He does it to the 5'8" Matt Burton, and Burton then off to Galvin, and they just keep pushing down the left edge. Kayo finds the space and backs himself. Can Burton back himself, though, with the kick? Voodoo! He can't. He can't. Matt Burton, legends, with the mistake. He can't get it. It remains 4-0 to the Doggies. Jason Reeder says, evening, legends. Evening, Jason. Panthers 1-12 is his big prediction, legends. Putting that in here. We need some people who are tipping the Doggies to jump in and say, go the Doggies. You know, I need to see that in the chat a little, legends. Let's go at it here. Though I don't know if that's likely when 80% of you have tipped the Penrith Panthers so far. 18% who have done Dogs are probably celebrating right now. And look at this. 2% are here for me and my mod Andy. Unfortunately, my mod Andy is all around the place, but We open up here, Max King, and oh, hello, sunshine. Isaiah Papali'i opens him up. And now to the left here, Montoya goes. Is that a knock on? No, the ref says that it's fine. Line ball or backwards. And they nearly had about 3 things caught there. It was a knock on, an obstruction, a penalty. It was everything. But it ended up being nothing in the end somehow. And now Jacob Preston taking it up here now. On the 40-metre line, legends. 9 minutes gone by. On the 4th tackle here for Dogs. It's now the 5th. Probably just going to be cleared now by Lockie Galvin. No Burton bomb in this play. It goes over to the right now. And on the 15-metre line, it's serious here. Thomas Jenkins crashing through the Penrith Johnston there. He's down on the 20. Back round to Dylan Edwards, who will lock it up nicely there. And could we be seeing try number 70 for Nathan Cleary tonight? Well, probably not if the Dogs keep performing how they're performing, but hopefully. And we're pausing for a second. It looks like a player has to come off. They don't usually pause for stuff like this unless they've found something on a replay. So let's see. Is it the max? Oh! McLean contact a little with King. Wait, Casey McLean. They're going back. They're going back 4 plays for a sin bin. They're going back 4 plays for a sin bin. What? I can't believe that! Oh my God, are we seriously going back that far for a penalty? That far! I understand! Look at it. Oh yeah, it's shoulder to the head, but that far back? That far back? If you missed it, you missed it! I'm not even a Panthers fan, but that's insane, and the Dogs have a man in the bin. I can't believe it. What on earth am I seeing? Panthers are a man up now. And they've also got a ball down. They've lost it. Liam Starton Martin just overthinking the play a little. And he drops the ball. Liam Martin, of course, his management have informed the Penrith Panthers that he will be assessing his options. They've reached out to the club at the moment about a potential re-signing for him, but nothing's come of it yet. Just to let them know that he has plenty of suitors. So Liam Martin won't be worrying about his career. It's just about how long he'll be at Panthers. But I can't believe that. How could you go back 4 tackles to put a dog in the bin? I understand that it was a sin bin, but you got to catch it in live play. If you miss it, you miss it. That's my stance on that, and I'm not even a Dogs fan. I'm as far as you could get from one. Now over to the right, playing it out here, Connor Tracy. Dogs fans will be excited to be 4-0 up and hopefully make it 8 here. Now to the left. By the way, I'd just like to point out the Panthers right now are a man down here. Round they go. Hayward gets it off Salmon. Back leg, Carraz! It's 8-0 to Dogs! It's 8-0 to Dogs! I repeat, it's 8-0 to Dogs. They called it statistically impossible. They called it improbable. They called it flat out impossible. But the Bulldogs have escaped the kennel, and it's 8-0 at the moment. What is going on? I am with you on that, legend. I am with you on that. Straight shot, they go again. And you know what they're doing? Exactly what Para did against the Panthers. Only Para lost themselves the game early on. Dogs have started well while keeping up the same strat. Andrew Johns was talking about it before the game. Something clever that Para did that clearly Dogs were watching. The overlap on particularly the left edge as well. You force them into a run. You crash through on the wing, and there they go. Jacob Carraz there. It's the center or winger that will generally get around. And the Doggies aren't winning this because they have the better team. They're winning it because they're simply playing the better strategy. And sometimes that's all you need. I want to remind you that they were at $6. Not that I'm a betting man much. He led with 70 offloads last season. Jacob Carraz, legends, slots on over on the left. Mane DC says, go the Dogs. Bro, good night from PNG. Good night from PNG, bro. I love Bulldogs are going to win this game. Well, right now they are, man, 100%. This game has been absolutely insane from them at this moment in time. The Panthers, they'll be complaining about the sin bin, but I can't believe it. And this might turn out to be my boy Flaxy's worst night ever. First, he gets one of the worst haircuts I've ever bloody seen. And then now he's got to deal with this monstrosity. I mean, legends, look at this. Look at this. This is a monstrosity. Monstrosity. Look. He looks horrific. Just like the Panthers at the moment. Somebody check on his pulse. And taking it right up here. I hope that tackle doesn't get taken back 4 plays. Down goes Hughes on the ground now. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 10. Panthers 0. We crash down the right now. Go Penrith Panthers. Go, says Lance Perez. I love it when I see people cheering for their team even when they're down. That's what we call passion. Good stuff. Matt Burton with an Olympic pass over to William and Kayo, and down goes William and Kayo here. Back to Hayward now with Tracy. Connor Tracy, 40 out of try earlier, but Blaze Talangi with an expert flop on the ground. Stops that one. High kick in the air from the Doggies. Over to the 10, and it's the potential New South Wales Blues 2026 fullback Dylan Edwards crashing through. He ranked 3rd at the moment in the Dally M leaderboard. So actually 2nd, I'm pretty sure. He's right behind Nathan Cleary, tied with Warriors forward Jackson Ford. Lindsay Smith on the right. Apparently, we're hearing that there may be a few issues for Max King after the sin bin tackle they've gone back to. But it's just symptoms at the moment, nothing to be confirmed. It's only the start, you got to remember that. Exactly, Legend, it's only the start, but Dogs fans, get hyped, man. Get hyped, get behind your team. Breaking ground the left, it's Garner, garnering some interest here. And now behind the 40, that's a horrible pass. Edwards, Cleary puts up a bomb there that would make even Matt Burton jealous. And it bounces past Tracy, but Liam Martin is about as fast as a snail. And down he goes. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs on the 20 now. Dogs for upset of the year, says Nico Dom. Honestly, it probably would be one of the upsets. With the context of this game, it would be one of the upsets of the year, 100%, Nico. I love that. We're putting that into the predictions tally. Alamorty Cup, says Rugby Fella. It is technically the Alamorty Cup. It's also the Kick-Out Cup and Medi. Jerry, down the right. Burton puts the boot up. Edwards wasn't played out by Edwards. That's the question. Burton puts his arms up. He's asking the touchy. The touchy seems to disagree with Burton at the moment here. But it's ultimately call on the ref. Here we go. Play the ball, Penrith is the call. Burton personally disagreeing with that. It depends on who you ask. For me personally, he does turn in there intentionally to possibly get off a tackle, but you could argue it was a tackle hidden of a block. And now through the middle here. First tackle out of the way, Garner gets it. Getting to McLean here. McLean, no stranger to a good run through. By the way, Legends, still 3.5 minutes till Casey McLean's back on the field. Talangi filling in the spot now. We go round to the right here. Nathan Cleary, arms up here. Tackled by Bailey Hayward, the Dogs' Mitch Kenny. And it's a dummy from Isaiah Yeo. He doesn't knock this ball on like the one that led to the Dogs' try. Kenny with creation here. Back to Lindsay Smith, Talangi, Isaiah. Luke Garner on the left edge here. He's played centre plenty of times in the past, mostly for the West Tigers, though. Now to Liam Martin. Martin stepping around here. Genuinely curious, after him reaching out to Panthers, whether what clubs would be interested in him, as he claims he has many offers. 25 metres out here, Yo. Wanted to force the offload, couldn't. Cleary kicks really low, and Matt Burnham reads him like a book. A children's book, to be precise. He was a picture book in disguise. Red is for Apple. He went, heck yeah, it is, brah. And there we go. Bulldogs.
Sorry.
I've heard it was, I heard it was the Chiefs. That was Burton, rugby fella. Not Martin, started Martin. And here come the Panthers. They actually get a full set, because of course they do. I'm not even going to try and figure out why. And Panthers on the 10-metre line. Dogs are going to have to put in some absolute 10 out of 10 defense. Mitch Kenny over to Cleary. IPAP finds the ball. IPAP goes down to the ground here. Mitch Kenny. Wait, they're saying that there was no completion of it. Here we go. Edwards. Edwards through here. And somehow, I don't think Edwards has the worst card in that stadium. Background left. Finds it around to Thomas Jenkins here. Jenkins is looking for that double to make history. Again, he'll match all-time try scorer Alex Johnston with his consecutive tries record if he gets it with a double here. It's come back in. Toe. He loves a grubber. Did he just put up another legger? No. Kayo has stopped him with the saviour. Of course they do. Like always. Like always. Cleary, he's talking to Gerard. He's not happy with Gerard at the moment. By the way, how often does that happen? Cleary took a kick in the air. It hits the crossbar, that little pole connecting the two, bounces off, lands in the hands of the winger. Doesn't happen every day. And now the doggies, here they go. Matt Burton, penalty. They were too quick, legends. And officially on the field again, Casey McLean is back. What a relief that is for the Penrith Panthers here. After so much pressure's been put on them, he'll be back in just a moment here, legends. He's on the sideline waiting. Halfway line now, second tackle for them. Now to the left. But Burton to Tracy to Jerry. That's touched by the right winger there, Toto. And out it goes. The doggies will have the full set still. And the Panthers have been put under so much pressure here. It's genuinely impressive to see. The doggies have gone to the training park and they're in the ballpark when it comes to their strategy. Kane Mills says, "What's up? What's up, brah?" Martin World have scored if the ball did not hit the crossbar. He would have, but the ball hit the crossbar, so no try for Liam Martin. What a shame. Matt Burton gets it to Kayo on the left here. And it's a good tackle from Paul Alamotti, but it's going to force 6 again, so maybe it wasn't so good. With Salmon over to Galvin. Salmon set up the first try. He started the rhythm that got them moving with it. It was like a game of Just Dance. Hayward to Salmon. Salmon dummies here, but that ball play doesn't work out for him as well. This game is so good. This game is peak, is what I think the cool kids like to say. Or at least the cool TJCs like to say. And it's 6 more for Dogs again here. Oh, goodness me. Panthers, what are you doing? Matt Burton, round the middle. Burton stopped by Martin here. And such a good play it is. Kayo rushing through left side. The Cleary, Nathan Cleary, so quick there to get to it and stops Kayo. The bravery on this halfback. Burton, from strength to strength. We go to the right. It's a low kick from Galvin. There's so many there. Thomas Jenkins, and he's just going to flop. Is that a dropout? It's a dropout. He thought he could just go down and stop it. The Dogs say otherwise. And the Panthers now will be taking the dropout. Sutton says that it's a dropout. Jenkins screams that it should be a penalty. The referee doesn't want to hear it. He was on the ground, and no, that was just out brutal strength. That was just brute strength from the Dogs. And here come the doggies. You know, we say here come the Panthers, here come the Dogs. Thomas Jenkins gets beaten in the air on it here. And Tuala. Even the lottery of the short dropouts going their way. Everything's going their way. Sit down, Hughes here. 21 minutes gone by in this first half. Legends. Second tackle here, the Dogs. With the ball to the left. Galvin. Over to Salmon. Salmon dummies now. And Jamin Salmon forced back into his line there. On the ground he goes. Garner with a touch of marker here he goes. 10 meters out here. Hughes! Samuel Hughes! lead. And the Dogs fans are going wild in the crowd because they simply cannot believe what they are watching. This is why you don't let books define you, or even looks, because that didn't look pretty, but Hughes has done a try worthy of hitting the gritty. And it's 14-0 to the Doggies. We haven't even got a try yet for the Panthers. What was Dogs 13 plus giving ya? Because you're a rich man at the moment. Averaging 20 minutes game time this year so far. The chances of him scoring a try were never going to seem likely to most, but he's got it there. Samuel Hughes. And the Dogs can get excited about the fact that I don't think they've even had a chance to see Leo Thompson in their team yet. Imagine him crashing through for them. And the Panthers' defensive line just that little bit more dodgy tonight. Dylan Edwards, he works so hard in defense generally. He knows he's let the team down a little there. Samuel Hughes should never have been given so much opportunity. Matt Burton now. And there we go at 16. Lucky number 16, legends. The Dogs are all over them. The Penrith Panthers, well, their biggest highlight has been seeing a bidding for themselves. Imagine if Dogs win 13 plus so the teams know how it feels. Oh my God, that would be insane if they won 13 plus, man. If the Dogs win 13 plus against the Panthers, I'll be shocked. But honestly, can I be shocked anymore? This game has truly been one to watch from the Dogs. And it's been an extraordinary start to the game from them. Samuel Hughes of all the try scorers. I wouldn't have put him against the Penrith Panthers. And out to the right, Tuala. Imagine Critter playing, eh? Oh, yeah, imagine. Imagine. Critter's not even here. I want to remind you, Critter's not in this team. Panthers have pretty much everyone there now at the moment. I don't want to accuse them of anything, but it almost feels like as Kayo crashes over past the 40 to the halfway here, that they went in with the idea that they were going to cream them with no problems. They've made a grave mistake. And now to the left here, it's a good kick and Edwards with it. Penrith are being suffocated, says Kane Mills, and I couldn't agree more here. Thomas Jenkins now tries to push left here, and lucky days for Jenkins. Finally, a penalty for the Panthers. It's been a while. I'm really shocked, actually, that they've taken so long to give Penrith a big penalty. I mean, they gave them the one around the 10, but that just went completely wrong for the Panthers. So can we really count it? And here they go. They needed a big kick from their captain. And now they're just behind the halfway line. For those not watching the Channel 9 game, Panthers are attacking from the left of the screen towards the right at the moment. Dogs on the defense on the right of your screen. But it'll be, of course, vice versa when the Dogs are attacking. They'll go from the right and Panthers defend on the left. Envision it in your brains while we're streaming. Yo. Now to Kenny here. 16 minutes on the clock for the first half. Still Talangi. And what has Blaze Talangi done? He's passed it over to Tuala. Blaze. Tracy, once again, with power here. Down he goes. William Hunt jumps into the chat, one of my favorite OGs, and says, "Hello, legends. Who let the Dogs out?" Oh, yeah, well, man, I didn't want to mention it, but I may have accidentally lost the key after I opened them out for their feeding. Please don't fire me. I'm sorry. But, yeah, the Dogs have unleashed themselves on the Panthers, and I don't even know what to say about them. Hayward to Galvin on that right-hand side. And is the call's a finished tackle there? I built the North Queensland Cowboys logo in Minecraft. Did you, Kate? That's cool, man. Logos and stuff are not easy to build in things like Minecraft, so credit to you for that. If you haven't yet, legends, and you're enjoying the stream and you want your team to win, you have to hit that sub button. Down the middle, it's confirmed statistically that whoever subs wins the comp. Trust me, I know. More people subbed after supporting Broncos in the grand final last year. And we know how that went. And same with prelim. Kenny. Now to Lindsay Smith here. Evening, rugby fella. Evening, everybody. Good evening. Cleary. Bonus points if you have no ball to know who I'm referencing. Good evening. Cleary, centre field, over to Edwards. Paul Alamotti now, down the right edge here. It's fourth tackle. Paul, he refuses to go down, and just behind the 10, he's caught. They need a try here, and they need it now. Edwards, over to Cleary, to Yeo, to Blaze. McLean, it's a long pass for Jenkins in the corner, and Thomas Jenkins. It wouldn't be a Panthers game if he didn't get a try. He just needs one more for that record, and he slots it in there. Thomas Jenkins. The Panthers could be on their way back now. Here we go. But they can't get too confident. All it takes is one moment, one slip up, and the Dogs could be right back in. So they've got to make the most of this now that momentum sways their way. Thomas Jenkins. They don't want it to be a flash in the pan. And funnily enough, both the players in my background have scored a try, Legends. Can you believe that? Can they get the kick now to make it just a 10-point gap here in this game? Thomas Jenkins. I want to point out that he more than doubles second place with 8 in tries this season. Thomas Jenkins, Legends. 13 tries for him. Well, more than doubles. He more than doubles expectations there. 13 tries in 6 games. 13 tries in 6 games, Legends. Who would have bet on that? Who would have bet on that? He's having a history season for the Panthers. Unai Emery, good stuff, right? Good stuff. You know your ball knowledge, Tottenham. You know your ball knowledge. There we go, Jenkins. Jenkins in. Yeah, Jenkins in. Slots it in. Easy peasy for him. Lemon squeezy. And this is a high-pressure kick in his 200. Nathan Cleary here. He's got plenty of Dogs behind him. Also plenty of Panthers, though, behind him. To ring it back inside here. Making a converted try so far for them. Just so you know, Legends, remember we're streaming all games except the mid-Saturday game this week. And, of course, Sunday. But we know why not Sunday if you're a regular. And he's got it. He's got it. It was close, but he's got it. Nathan Cleary makes it 16-6 now. And the Penrith Panthers are back in this one. Seriously, if this had become 20, I would have been terrified for them. I would have been absolutely terrified for them if this had just become 20. William Hunt jumps into the chat now and says, TJC, legit question. Do you hate the Panthers or the Dogs more? Legit question. That's a good one. That's actually a really good question, Legend. And no matter what, you put me in a trap here where no matter what I do, I'm going to drop viewers based on my answer, right? You put me in a complete trap. Panthers with the ball. Talangi over to Leota on the 10, held. Well, my answer for you is that I would say that at this moment, I think that I hate the Panthers more. I think that overall, historically, I hate the Dogs more because of the rivalry and all that. But currently, I hate Penrith more due to that current animosity between Para and Panthers overall. I also hate how many not real fans there are with Panthers at the moment. But, you know, that's just how it is, man. You know, that's different fan base clashing because of rivalry, and I respect that. That's why I've been able to live on from the Tigers one as well, even though I don't respect that rivalry as much. Of course, you don't have to hate the Riff, man. I hate the Panthers more than the Dogs at this moment. But overall, both teams are just teams I'm not fond of. That doesn't mean, though, that I'm going to let it affect how I do what I do with these. Rip are our neighbours. Absolutely, they're our neighbours. But I lived with them. I lived with them for 4 years, Legends. I've lived around there in that area for 4 years. And to be a Para fan walking in a Para jersey after all those premierships on that day, the banter, the abuse, like, it's hard for me not to have my personal feelings about it. But that's rivalry for you. It's part of our game, and it's pretty legendary. And they get a call here. The ref goes up, and it's going to be a penalty for the Panthers after taking a look at a tackle before. Penrith Panthers now with a full set, legends. They're on that halfway area here. Oh, yeah, fair play then. Appreciate it, Tottenham Ranger. Back over to Leota here. I think if we were going to say club, it's probably about even over or even favoured in dogs. Back over to Garner now. Garner on the right here, trying to garner more support. He can't find it. Now to Mitch Kenny here. Mitches gets stitches as he goes to Yo to Luggy. I think Blaze just has to take the tackle here. Leota in an awkward position there for the Panthers. Play on, I say. And another one here. Yo through the middle. 10 minutes left in this half here. Cleary on 5. Sends it up. Jenkins, it's backwards. Blaze chips it here. The Dogs, what a run. What a chase. Panthers can't get it. Is it going to be a knock-on against Penrith or Dogs? I need a look at this replay. Please, please, for the sake of all that is holy, let me see the replay. I want to see it. I want it. I want to see it now, please. Captain's challenge here. The Panthers are challenging the ruling that they knocked it on, I think. The left side kick chaser is onside, folks. We've just confirmed that. And they're going to look at a touch from Montoya or Jenkins. He does. Yep, the Dogs knock it on. The Dogs knock it on. Montoya, legends. They said it was off Jenkins. I thought it was off Jenkins at the time too. But no, it's off Montoya. And then it's a beautiful kick from Blaze where they chase it in. They'll probably go back and say knock on with a full set for them. It'll be a double knock on. Casey takes possession, knocks on. Yeah. No advantage has been taken, which means challenge is successful. And the Penrith Panthers will get the ball with a full set here in front. And the nerves on the Dogs fans' faces is probably unreal right now here. And I don't even blame them. Frozen on the boot. And that was absolutely perfect there. And if you wanted to tip Dogs to win, you'd be very brave to do it now here. And he's in through the middle. Immediately, it's Edwards. Oh, my God. Dylan Edwards here for the Panthers. And I don't even know what was going on with Connor Tracy there, but he's completely lost the plot here. The Dogs could be blowing it. Immortal Wolf jumps into the chat and says, go Panthers. Didn't see this coming, TJC. Honestly, man, King Julian, I didn't see it coming either, but I also said, don't let stats, don't let history, don't let what they say in the media define what your team can do. Currently, the Dogs lead, but Panthers are on their way back right now. Dylan Edwards. And of all the players, besides Cleary to step up, Edwards would probably be one of my top picks. He's been there since the start of it all in their glory run, and he does it again here. He's no Tommy Turbo when it comes to his flashy side. But when it comes to his defensive movements, he's essentially the Penrith Gutho in a lot of ways as a player. And King Julian says, what is even happening now? How are the Panthers, who have been unbeatable? They just didn't start as well as the Dogs, man. Remember, there's no such thing, in my opinion, as a genuinely awful rugby league team. There is rugby league teams that are the worst in the comp, but they would still school your regular playground group, which means they're pretty dang good. Tottenham Rangers says Panthers will win 13 plus. Well, that drops into the prediction thing, and it would be such a drop-off for the Dogs if they allowed that to happen, man. Gosh darn it, bro. We got ourselves a close game, and now we might lose that close game. This game is absolutely insane, and I've loved every second of it so far here. And now we're just hoping that the Dogs don't mess this up here. Or at least Dogs fans will be hoping that. Panthers fans will be going, please choke. Please choke. And oh no! Instant error from the Panthers. Tupanua's the one to force it here. And the Dogs may have the ball from right in front, but we're going to have to wait before we say anything about it. It's just 16-12 at the moment. So Tupanua, they're in the tackle. The ball's locked up from Satili Tupanua. They are going up about it. Watch the left arm after he goes down. You see it scoop a little. He's playing at the ball. There it is. There it is. He's playing at the ball. I reckon Satili is playing at the ball here, to be honest with you. There's movement. It's contact with the ball. The ball releases. But I'm not in the bunker, so Dogs fans, don't give up yet. Rarely seen Dylan Edwards this fired up. Mate, Dylan Edwards is such a passionate Penrith player. He just doesn't always have to show it because of how good his team is. Strips the ball. Panthers will be getting a penalty, it looks like, despite what the Dogs wanted. And I'm sure the Dogs fans will let the Panthers hear their anger. Cleary now. And unfortunately for the Dogs, it's out of their budget to be able to get those kind of decisions in their favour. Thomas Jenkins now. McLean. From the halfway here, Isaiah crashes it on the left here, the 22 Parramatta Eels NRL Grand Finalist. Now to McLean. McLean, oh, he's folded there. He's folded like a towel by Satili Tupanua and Kurt Mann. Kurt Mann, one of the great Queensland utilities. Now to Moses Leota. In my opinion, probably my favourite of that Fisher-Harris-Leota combo that we saw in the peak of it all. Papali'i charging down, targeting Galvin on the left edge now. Back through Mitch Kenny to Cleary. And Cleary outside he goes. If Dogs win this, it would have been the upset of the season. Yeah, at the moment, it would be upset of the season. Be a huge contender. To Lungy, to Isaiah, to Jenkins. Jenkins kicks it in through the middle here. The Dogs have to be careful. Connor Tracy makes Haywood leave it, and it works out for them. 7 minutes left on the clock here as it stands, legends. And Montoya now jumping around here, and down goes Montoya. Back through the right here, and they have half of their set done already. It's third tackle. Now to Max King on the 30. One big thing the Dogs could use is probably a penalty of some sort. Kurt Mann to Tupanua, maybe a 6 again. And no, it's going to be fifth tackle here. Cleary, one of the tackles of the game. And Galvin now, the Galvinator as they love to call him, over to the 15 with Jenkins. This probably would be one of the great upsets. And for some of you wondering, how's TJC able to speak so much about this game when he doesn't even like either team? I assure you, I don't have any cheats. This is all in the head. I don't got no cue cards. I've just got rugby league playing cards. Now to the middle. To'o, Cleary, very long pass round. Garner here. Dogs, and out goes Garner. Terrible. Just terrible there. Bulldogs, here you come again. I might be biased, but upset of the season was already done. Cows vs. Storm. Yeah, no, that's the other one. I think Cows vs. Storm and Dogs vs. Panthers are right up against each other for upset of the year at the moment. And can you believe it's early days, legends, still as well with that? While it is upset of the year for both of them, it's early days. We don't know what other upsets are coming, right? Until we hit around round 12, I don't want to say anybody's solidified as the type of team they are this year. Travel short of the 30-metre line pass, and that's just what the doctor ordered for the Dogs. They needed something. Tupanua behind the 20. Now over to Kurt Mann, who finds Viliami Kikau here. Kikau now in. No Cleary, just here we go. Left, Burton gets it to Jerry. Bronson Jerry now goes in here. You can't fool me, Hudso. You can't fool me, Hudso. Round to the right here. Goes back. Tuala. Tuala stepping around. Yeah, you can't fool me, brother. You can't fool me. Channel 9's too up to date for me not to trust it. Lucky Galvin with a good kick in the end, though. Hey, if you get it correct, you're from the future. And I think that he's just been suplexed there. Brian Toto on Carraz now. The Dogs, well, they'll be happy they still have the lead as we enter the final 5 minutes of this first half here, but they probably won't be too happy that they couldn't make the most of that. That was a huge opportunity that the Panthers do not give often to get the job done, or at least get the job done for the first half. Paul Alamotti now into the line. They were calling it the Alamotti Cup handing into this, but let's be honest, it's probably more like the Paul Alamotti and Kayo Cup. As we go to Edwards, Mitch Kenny runs the ball here. He's not much of a runner compared to a passer there. He gets back on the 30. And Nathan Cleary, he's behind the 30. He's putting up a huge kick. Oh, stop it. 30 to the 20. Could be a 30-20. No, it's not. It barely is stopped. But that would have been absolutely exceptional if he managed that. Nico Dobbs says Kurt Mann and Satili Tupouniua are just super subs. They are. They're some of the best subs you can have in the comp, in my opinion. But just look at them. The way that they'd be starting for a lot of sides on the 20. For the Dogs, they're just great players to bring on, you know, the difference they make. Also, shout out to you, legends so far. Incredible stream so far. Hayward to Galvin. Over to Preston. Preston down the right here. Montoya back round to Preston. Finds Lockie Galvin. Here we go. We keep moving. The referee ruins the party and says forward. That would have been one of the tries of the night. Probably try of the round if it had managed to work out with how well the team chemistry was. So it was backwards from Preston, Galvin. I still don't know if that was forward, to be honest with you. But that's the call there from the touchy. And there we go. Hudso says Kayo's like 7 seconds late. Yeah, exactly, Hudso. Kayo's like 7 seconds late. Usually that's not a big deal for me for like the sake of better commentary. But when I stream, right, it becomes a big deal because when you're like 7 seconds late, it becomes a big deal for people, right? It becomes a huge deal because they're like, you're behind, TJ, so you're behind. It's like, yeah, well, that's why we do it the way we do it. Down the left here. And the Panthers just got 6 again, early days into their tackle set. 2.5 minutes left. Penrith with a full set on that 10. They could completely wipe away the deficit here if they get a try. It's 6 against 3 apiece at the moment. Talangi to IPAT. They were wondering where he was going to go. That was stripped. That was 100% stripped by Preston. And there we go. He can't believe that the refs called it, but even I saw that one. That was not forward, says Rugby Fellow. I agree with you that wasn't forward, but also I haven't seen. It is what it is. You know, I personally feel like it wasn't as bad as the Titans call, at least, despite our outs purely because we are at home and defending really well at the moment. I'm still backing my Broncos neat Cowboys. Oh yeah, Broncos 1-12 there, but the Cowboys do not go easy on them. They are a good team right now when it comes to form. They're on form. Cleary to Edwards, to Alamotti here. Alamotti goes through the middle. You'd think he was the hooker for the team. Now to the left. Yeo gets it back to IPAP here, and IPAP scooped around the arms here. Yep, and rating premieres, exactly. Cleary, strong in defense here. Scott Sorensen with a juggle, but he gets out of it. Bears bound Sorensen. We go to the left. Cleary, now with a low kick here. The Panthers, Tracy, with his so often underrated defense. It's not as underrated this year. Hits it out there. And he's the last line of defense for them. Saves the day. I tipped Gods. Well, that's kind of like what they are. You know, backwards, right? He tipped Dogs because I don't want to see the Panthers 6-0 getting further away from the rest. That's fair enough, William Hunt. I think it's better for all of the teams involved if the Panthers lose this game, but there we go. Panthers collect the ball here. Leota gets over to the 30 after the dropout. Evening, legends. Evening, Mel. Welcome to the stream, our favourite Warriors supporter. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling nice and fit. I'm ready for a game between the Dogs and the Panthers. Battle of the Feral. Cleary. He goes into the thing, but passes back. Burton is just playing a tackle, and the Dogs get the ball. Lucky for them. And that'll bring us to halftime. Mel joined at the perfect time. It's halftime here at Accor Stadium. The Penrith Panthers trail 16-12 at halftime here. But the Dogs, it was 16-0, so the nerves are on them here. The Panthers do have the momentum heading into the second half. Dogs are going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out exactly what went wrong after the first 15-20 and see how they can fix it for the final 40 after this here. And what an opening to round 6 this has been. The Penrith Panthers and the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. And the Dogs will be hoping this is the year that they could get to playing this game in the grand final potentially at this stadium. But I don't think that'll be the case at the moment with Doggies. Here we go, though. Now it's time for the TJC Sports Halftime Show with your host, TJC Sports. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That's right, legends. Thank you. With your favorite host, TJC Sports. We're here for another chill point in the stream, legends, where we get to chat amongst ourselves. Feel free to ask rugby league questions in the chat. We read every single chat here. I'm one of the few streamers on YouTube where I don't leave you at halftime, so you're going to have a blast with me. Let's go and have at it. As we enter halftime here, 104 votes have been put on the poll so far. Feel free to drop a vote if you haven't yet. 70% of you have gone with the Penrith Panthers to win this one. At the moment, that's incorrect, but based on momentum, that's still every chance at happening. 24% of you have gone with the Doggies, 4% draw, and 2% are just for me and my mod that doesn't even want to show up. Incredible stuff all around. Well, absolutely both, Mel says. For the first time this year, the Panthers traveled at halftime. Yeah, for the first time this year. Is that a bad omen for them heading into the second half, guys? Let me know in the comments, personally, or I guess the live chat. Do you think that the Dogs will let this slip? Fave to hate? Yes, I do. Favorite to hate, bro. Your favorite to hate, legends. Appreciate the support so far, by the way, folks. It's been incredible stuff all around. You guys have been unbelievable the last few weeks, all right? Like, genuinely, I could not thank you enough. Oh! Did not see that coming whatsoever. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thank you so much. William Hunt with a huge W here. He jumps in the chat with a $50. Is that the $30 might be the highest we've had. 50 is up there. That might be the highest we've had. I don't memorize it fully all the time, but I think that might be the most that we've actually had donated on the channel this year. Oh my God. Thank you so much, man. Road to TJC's gaming chair. Road to TJC's gaming chair. One of these days, I'm going to show up with the gaming chair, and I'm not even going to mention that it's there. I need you guys to spot it when it happens, all right? Because it'll probably be big enough that I'll be leaning back. I want you guys to go, yo, he got the chair. He got the chair. Oh, my God. We're going to call it Will's donation chair. Oh, my God. Thanks so much, man. By the way, it will be much better than this wood one, though. We might use the wood one as a coaster or something. No, I got a desk. It's fine. We'll use the wood chair as a gag while we have a legendary gaming chair. Thank you so much, man. As I always say, I don't ask for you. You guys obviously don't have to. You obviously don't have to donate, but when it is done, especially when it's large numbers like that, it is heavily appreciated. It helps out so much with getting better equipment and content for the channel. We've improved so much throughout the years. Does anybody, only real OGs will remember, do any of you remember when there was no background and it was TJC but a black box that said the names and the score? Like, does anybody remember that? And that was kind of how TJC did things for quite a while. I know that was a bit ago, but I'm sure there's a couple of you that probably remember that in the stream right now. Better chair equals more. Got to get you one this year. Oh, this year it's got to happen, William Hunt. I've been donated too much for it not to happen. We got to get a chair, Wills. 100%. Better chair equals more streaming. You know what? Deal, man. Deal, man. All right, deal. The better chair does equal more streamer because TJC won't have his back killing him by the end of this. He's only 20 and his back is dying on him after most of these streams, especially when it's Saturday. Do you think Eels will beat Titans? Yes, I do, Liam Meaves. But would I be saying that otherwise? I probably would. I do think that we'll beat the Titans, genuinely, man. I think that the Parramatta Eels will lift up for that one. I don't think that it's all doom and gloom. I think that we've lost a lot of players. I think Para are gonna. I don't think Para are anywhere near having a fully fit team for the rest of the year. That's the reality of it all. But yes, I do think that the Parramatta Eels will get the win over the Titans. Just about, legend. And more seeing TJC's charming face. Yeah. Think about that. You're donating to see this mug. This incredibly handsome mug. You get to see it more the more that you donate, right? Isn't that incredible? Right? Hang on. I think you wait, legends. I just noticed this. I didn't even realize this about my about when you hit the like button on my thing, right? Okay, I wanted to test this out for a second to see because I heard animations happen. Why do I have a soccer/football ball when you hit the like button? That's not the sport I do mostly. It's because of this, isn't it? It's because of this, isn't it? Your bloody algorithm, bruh. I'm tricking it with my jacket. It doesn't know what it really is. By the way, of course, legends, if you haven't yet, hit that like button like TJC just shamelessly did for himself. But it's all good at the end of the day here. We've updated to 113 votes. You guys are absolutely insane at the moment. By the way, look, I'll admit it wasn't the best game, the Tigers game, but you got to remember we were fielding essentially a C team. Well, soccer equals football in other countries, same difference. You're right, the algorithm, but I know that there's a football GIF. I know that there's one for likes. So what the heck? Bro, it genuinely thinks bro, it thinks we're watching A-League, bro. Well, to be fair, we are watching A-League, but it's not A-League. They've just gone football is football. Stop calling it football. Football is football. There we go. That's what they've done. Exactly what they've done, actually, legend. By the way, if you haven't yet, guys, show some love. Enough love for me, all right? Enough love for me. Show some love for William Hunt here because that donation is not cheap at all. And I genuinely hope that he's going to go all right after paying that. This is not a soccer or A-League stream. It's an NRL stream. Exactly, rugby fella. They've misunderstood your boy TJC. By the way, I do talk stats in the half as well, legend. So for you guys wondering who is doing better, well, I've got the main points for you today. So strap yourself in with me, folks, and let's get into it. At the moment, in terms of possession, it's really even, actually. 51% to Panthers, 49 to Dogs. I actually think Dogs have been more entertaining, arguably, with the possession they've had. But the Penrith Panthers have definitely shown signs, especially in the second part of that first half, that really give you that feeling that they're gonna get they're gonna get the job done anyways, and probably up that for themselves. As for the rest here, they've both completed 18 sets, so there's nothing to argue there. Out of 24 and 21 there. I guess you could argue higher error rate there for the Panthers at the moment. Only 70 meters the difference in terms of gain. 173 tackles to 146. AM Form says, what's the current score? The current score, legend, is 16 to 12. The Dogs are ahead of the Panthers at halftime, but it's due to change eventually. I'll be all right. I have a box of 2-minute noodles till weekend. Set for life, baby. Bro, what flavor? What flavor 2-minute noodles, bro? Personally, I'm a bit of a chicken one guy, but I don't mind a bit of beef or even regular. It's all great stuff. The fancy, honestly, that's fancy. Funnily enough, they've actually got equal tackle breaks at 19 all. Line breaks, though, is in favor of the Dogs 5-2 at this moment. Spicy, right? Oh, we got a spicy guy. Well, that doesn't even shock me knowing you, Wills. Spicy boy. Well, mate, you always do come in with the spicy super chats and the spicy hot takes, and it's spicy between all of us, right? But there's the chemistry here, so it all works together. Great stuff there. That's a good choice, man. Good choice. Up the Wellington Phoenix women. She is well. Up the Wellington Phoenix women. I actually have a Wellington Phoenix jersey somewhere. It exists. I don't mind Wellington Phoenix. I don't really have an A-League team just purely because of the fact that firstly, I don't have the time to get as invested in it, but I do show support by knowing what's going on in it when it comes to scores, but that's about it. I don't really have the time to be able to do the same. I like shrimp and chicken flavor. I love the chicken flavor, man. I love the chicken flavor, but the spicy's pretty good too, right? I haven't actually tried shrimp before because I don't eat it often enough. I don't need to live off 2-minute noodles when I have $50 donos coming my way, but I can have them because I like them. Eat spicy, no need the heater. You don't need the heat. Oh my god, that's genius! If you can't afford cooling, just make your face so hot you don't think about it. William, I'm literally a spicy genius here. A bit of spice in your life, as Mel said in the chat, right? I like most sports except AFL, sorry. You don't have to apologize to me. You don't have to apologize to me. I am probably the only Victorian ever where I can't call myself a big fan necessarily of AFL. I watch the grand final sometimes, all right? Some years I miss it. I watch the grand final sometimes. I have friends that support the AFL and they kind of talk about it a little to me, but I am probably the only Victorian I've ever met where I'm just not huge on the AFL scene. I'm much more rugby league lenient, but I was also raised by a league fan. So it's like you're a Victorian, but you're not raised in the way that they are to support the AFL the same way, right? So it's kind of like an interesting thing, certainly. It's definitely different. Definitely unique, no doubt about that. It's not every day you get something like that, eh? And as it stands, Nathan Cleary's 200th is a bit of a letdown for himself. AFL, no offense. Oh, no offense taken, legend. No offense taken, bro. No offense. I think that the nicest thing I can say is that I don't personally mind. I don't personally have any problem with somebody liking the AFL. I think that's unique about me compared to some. And as it stands at the moment, let's take a look at some of your predictions at halftime, legends, while there's a lack of comments. Quickly, TJC, well, there's a chance. Well, they're not attacking you. Well, they're not flooding you with comments. Let's go. Let's go. Panthers by 50. Not looking likely right now, Liam, but certainly a chance. Rugby Fellas 13+ prediction is still on track if it keeps going the way it is and the Panthers keep dominating. Panthers 1-12, says Jason Reeder. That's looking a lot more likely after the final 20 of the first half here. Certainly a good shout for it. That's not a prediction. It's legendary though. Panthers will win 13+. Certainly a chance at 13+ in this game still being the case, but whether it's Dogs or Panthers, they're gonna both be looking at 20-minute periods where they need to do better and need to do better in the second half, right? We're bunking down for a bit of excitement. Blackman Cyclone on its way. Fun times. Fun times. Great stuff. It's funny when big things happen, like cyclones, tornadoes, and all that stuff happen. I have been right next to a tornado and I have been in the proximity of a tornado and an earthquake before at different times in my life. Earthquake was when I was in Melbourne, and that was certainly unique. It was kind of funny, right? Because we're not familiar with earthquakes usually. You understand why. And when it happened, everybody just kind of, I remember all my friends, there was like 20 of us messaging each other going, did your house just shake? Did you just rattle up and down? Like it was just confusion all around the board. Or what about the time where it was really windy and the lights turned out and I was confused. We didn't think much of it. Even went for a walk, went back to our house, and then we were getting all these messages saying, "Are you okay? Why? There's literally a tornado that took down our bloody IGA near us or something." Ridiculous, right? Hudso says, guys, the score's going to be 26-42 Panthers win. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, but we don't have them all the time in Melbourne. We don't have them all the time in Melbourne. I was in a cyclone in what else? Jeez, Mel. Well, you're here now. You survived, right? You never who's going to win before a game. Exactly, rugby fella. You never do. People who say they do are just arrogant. Trust. They're just arrogant. That's all they are. Don't think that they're the gospel, okay? Anyways, Panthers, Bulldogs, second half. I'm sure that's what you all wanted me to say. Here we go. Will it be Cleary or Galvin celebrating as a halfback? Here we go. It kicks off now. Panthers over to the Dogs here. And Lockie Galvin with the ball will pass it over to Tupa Nua, who goes down to the ground here. I know, very rarely in Oz. Exactly, very rarely in Oz. That's why it was so unique. An experiment, a mini earthquake where I live in Queensland. Yeah. No, it was just really fascinating to feel a proper earthquake because, like, you never get one, right? Especially when it didn't hurt me at all, right? It was interesting to see it and feel and be a part of. Bailey Hayward here. Back round the left here. Mitch Kenny's with it to put on a good tackle. And now Tupanua loses the ball, and Papali'i will crash into the line here. Isaiah Papali'i, down he goes. By the way, guys, we are 3 subs away from 5.52K. If you want to get us there, feel free to do so. In a house across Tasman. Whoa! And here's Brian Toto through the middle now. 2 tries in 15 games at Accor Stadium. Here we go down the middle, over to the 10. And they're all offside, the Doggies. It's going to be a 6 again for the Pars. Now to the left here. Opportunity awaits as Blaze Talangi gets it off to Isaiah Papali'i into the line. And down he goes. You can hear the fireworks at Accor. Bro, I can hear fireworks at home. Isaiah in space there. Less than 5 away. Mitch Kenny to Cleary. Over to Talangi now. McLean here. It's third tackle. It's going to become 4th in a moment now. And the next set will be the final one. On the 4th, Cleary gets it to Yeo. To Edwards. Luke Garner, they've done it! No, he's held! He's held! That's one of the best tackles. 5th tackle, 11 meters gained. To the right, Mitch Kenny. Cleary. The Panthers trying to find something. He kicks it to the far left now. Thomas Jenkins collects it in the air. He's done it. He equals Alex Johnson and equalizes the game. That's 6 straight doubles for the troubled number 2, the former Newcastle winger. I don't even think he got a try for the Knights. And now he's putting up the numbers he is for the Panthers. And what a start that is on the bootlace here. Nathan Cleary, he knew he had to do something, and he does it there. Thomas Jenkins, their strike number 2, beats Bulldogs' strike number 5 with an incredible dive in the air here. Thomas Jenkins, wow, catching that ball. It's like a cat to its kibble. That's an incredible try, and that's number 14 for Thomas Jenkins this season here. Can you believe it? The Bulldogs are letting it all go. It's 16-all with the kick to come here. I don't want to say he can repeat Roosters, but if he got 2 more, he'd double the second place player, Sua Falogo. Shout out to him. He plays on our final stream of the round when the Warriors take them on in Melbourne. 3 straight losses for the Melbourne Storm. Is it possible that they can get the job done there? Or is it not? That's up to you guys. And the battle of Master versus Apprentice. Ivan Cleary versus Serraldo. Can you believe there was a time where the Penrith team, this Penrith team, had both Webster, Cleary and Serraldo and its coaching staff. Cleary as the wonderful, wonderful main coach. Funnily enough here, fun fact for you guys, Serraldo scored 6 tries across 3 clubs in his career, in his days. It's round 6 here. Matt Burton is number 6 and a former Panther. Well, based on all those backs, clearly Dogs are going to come back and take the lead again. Nathan Cleary from the left edge. Can you believe it's only round 6 at the moment? What a freak. What a catch. Times have changed. Oh, my God. Nathan Cleary. And he's hit the post. He's hit the post at 16 all still. I told ya, the Dogs are good. The Dogs are good. The stat says so. Fun fact, heading into this game, before he got the consecutive try record, he was tied with former Parramatta Eel winger Semi Radradra with the 5 in a row. Anybody remember big old Semi Trailer? What a player he was for the Parramatta Eels when he was with them here. Wow, 6 straight double for Jenkins. Yeah, man, it's insane. I can't believe it here. I nearly said Jensen. No, that's Broncos, and he does not score doubles in 6 straight games. Not with DWZ in our side. Oh, well, hopefully don't think too hard about that, Mel. To be fair, he's a really good attacker. He just doesn't defend amazingly. Well, to be fair, DMS, he did feature in the Dally M points the other day. Miracles happened. Miracles happened. I think I could feature at this point in the Dally M's. Panthers. And that kick from Cleary is why we're all square here. Only 5 minutes gone by in the second half here. And it's 6 again on the third tackle. Mitch Kenny wins it for them here after getting stitches. Isaiah Yeo gets past the 40. And this is a great place to keep it going. As Dylan Edwards goes to the left to Lungy. Dogs have to find something out of the kettle. They haven't got it yet. Held back 45 metres out from the try line still. It's only third tackle. Blaze Talangi will go in now here. How well is he linking up with Cleary this year compared to the last? Isaiah. Over to Nathan Cleary. Cleary dummies into the line alone here. And he won't be involved in the 5th. Talangi's going to have to take the kick in the air. Over to the left edge. Thomas Jenkins is there. He wants free. He can't get it. Connor Tracy's too good on the defense. Of course they get 6 again, says Rugby Fella. Of course, man. Of course they manage that. And things are getting louder at a core stadium. They know all the pressure's on them. Back through to the left. Of course, for the Dogs here, it's Karaz with the ball. Going down. Cleary on good defense. They're going to go right or left. It's going to be 6 more for the Doggies. Yes, they get 6 again, but it's for Dogs this time now. Rugby Fella. And this is the best opportunity they've had in the early days of the second half so far to switch things up here. And it's 6 more again for the Doggies on the third. And now they're going to get to the 40. Tracy dummies. And this is Tracy going down. Mickey says, I go for Broncos. Well, whoever you tip's going to win, Legend, if you hit that sub or like button. Good for you, man. We'll be streaming that tomorrow, bro. I hope to see you there, Legend. Tuala. Looking to be unleashed on the world by Jenkins there on the right. Background left. Burton. That left side is opening up. It's Bronson Sherry on the left side here. He gets to the 10 on third tackle here. Bronson Sherry, Legends. Of course, inside here to kick out. You know, Jerry replacing former Penrith Panther Stephen Crichton today, with whom won 3 premierships with today's player, Nathan Cleary, and over half this team. Shorter out to Tuala there. Back in they go. Down he goes. He's been heavily linked to a move away, though. Could we see Sherry out of here? And it's tackle 0 now for the Dogs. The Panthers got a touch on this one. But I'm going for Bulldogs in this game. Wow, they've got a prime opportunity to score some points on the board here. I think hitting the post for Cleary has given them a fire in their bellies. Now to Max King. And Max King held on the ground here. And we go to the left and through the right. It's Preston. You back a hit, and he does it again. Jacob Preston Ladies and gentlemen, there he goes. Jacob Preston is over for the Doggies. Lachlan Galvin and Jacob Preston linking up ever so nicely there. Just inside, Blaze Sluggy there, and the Panthers were never going to be quick enough to stop that one here. Let's go, says William Hunts. Do you think Broncos will beat Cowboys? I do think so, 1-12 legend, but I also think that you can't underestimate the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys have every chance of winning it. And you're going to have to put up a big game against them to win it with your players that you have out. And Jacob Preston there, the try scorer. This bloke here, what a player he is. You just love to play with him. He's been in the Blue squad before. I don't know if he's played an actual game. Somebody can comment on that for me. But he's got that one. I think Broncos will flog Cowboys. Fair enough, man. I just think without Ben Hunt, Adam Reynolds, and Reece Walsh, that's big outs for you. The Cowboys have shown that they're one of the most informed teams at the moment, but absolutely, there's a chance. At Suncorp in particular, the Broncos can flog them 100%, Mickey. What a short ball that was, though. Go Panthers from PNG, says Jack Jerry in the chat here. Good to see support for your teams going around here, legends. A lot of Panthers supporters. Great to see, honestly. But right now, it's in favor of Dogs. Look at that. Dogs were upset of the year was Nico Dom's call. Happening so far here. And the Bulldogs drag themselves back into the movement here. It's 22-16 as we kick off again. Now Tupanua. Down the middle. Could never go for Dogs, says Mel. I couldn't either. I could never go for Dogs, but credit to them. Background left here. No, go Bulldogs, says Mickey in the chat here. Man, hey, we don't go the Dogs. It's good to see. Bro, you my man. Cheers, Mickey. Cheers, man. Both back rowers scored for Dogs. You're my man, bruh. Let's go. Both the back rowers are try scorers. What would that have been going at? Doggies now on the fourth tackle here. 2 left in the set. Kurt Mann finds Galvin. Tracy to Chuala there. Chuala can't do anything with it here. And now Galvin clears it in the air on the right here. 22-16, by the way. Dylan Edwards around it. Oh! Dylan Edwards folded. He's folded like your Christmas outfit. There you go. Over to Mitch Kenny. Paul Alamotti. If the Eels would not be in the comp, what team would you support? Probably no one, legend. I'd support... I have a soft spot for Rabbitohs and Waz, in particular Waz, but I probably wouldn't support either. Bears probably would have ended up being the team I probably would have been a no supporter that ended up supporting the Bears, to be honest with you, legend, because of the family history that I have there. Now to the right, Scott Sorensen to Garner. Paul Alamotti kicks it through to the right here. Oh, have you heard Moses has a nickname for complaining to the refs? Yes. Mitchie Moses are complaining to the refs. Listen, I won't comment on Mitchell, the amount Mitchell does it until people start commenting on the amount other bigger player groups do it. About the amount Grant does it, for example. Now over to the middle. I've seen it, though. Now to the right. An interesting hypocrisy I find with rugby league, right, is that they didn't even, while they said that warning to Mitchell, they also, I don't know if you noticed, kept it on the down low, the fact that they that they acknowledged that the ref didn't have a good game either, right? Isn't that interesting that they don't, one makes the headline and one's kind of chucked under as not talked about, right? Now to the right, Max King. Is it Fogg or Radiger or both? Crazy Addicted says, what the heck? No! Yeah, Doggies are in front, bruh. High kick in the air to the right. Isn't Josh Curran your guy, Bells? Yeah, isn't Curran your guy? A belovedly safe take there. There we go. Jenkins down. Oh, Joshy was Will's. Yeah, he was. Joshy Curran. He was All right, clearly they've had a breakup. Just playing it here. Penrith Panthers, To'o on the third tackle here. Over to the right, Luke Garner. Garner's having an interesting game at the moment, isn't he? And Jamin Salmon with a very, very high play there. Kenny to Yeo. Back to Edwards with some footwork here. And Edwards running into the halfway line he goes. And in support, Mitch Kenny to Cleary. Cleary with a really high kick in the air on the right. Plenty of chases. And Tracy's got to come forward for this one. And down he goes. Oh, well, rugby. Sorry to hear that, Mickey. I hope you're feeling better now. We might get Shibasaki. Yeah, in other news, legends, Gabat Shibasaki. Let's talk about some quick transfers here as the Dogs take the tackle on the third here. Shibasaki to the Storm. Apparently his management have had a chat with them. Could we see a one with Shibasaki, who's been out of favour a little this season at times, off to Melbourne? It'd be a wicked powerhouse for them. I certainly think that him plus Asako coming in is an incredible what could have been a Broncos backline. Now to the right, Dogs with plenty of chase on this Tuala. It's knocked on by the Panthers. It's a full set for the Dogs here, right in front of the try line there. Hayward. It's 6 more for them, holding them down too long. That's strategy. Matt Burton into the line. Finds Kayo. Kayo knocks it on. Oh, they passed it. They looked like they had to. The mistake is in them. DWZ to Para. Nice try, Mel. Nice try. But the lollies have been dropped here by the Doggies. And I thought that that would be a sure moment for the Dogs to extend the lead, but they just can't make the most of it. Such a letdown to see the dropped lolly. The trick play there, we go through, and Panthers, Thomas Jenkins looks to redeem himself nearly with a big play there through the middle. Papali'i now to Cleary. Gets it off to Talangi. McLean on the edge now. And McLean gets past the 40 before going down here. And we keep going. I hear a trumpet as Sorensen goes to Yeo. Now over through the middle. They keep spinning. They keep spinning. And they go and go and they gone. They're gone. Oh, what a world. What a world. AFB hasn't been the same since he left us. No, he has not. No, he has not. Adam Fanua-Blake has not been the same. He's been all right for Sharks, but he's definitely not been the same. Cleary to Edwards. Arms out here. Edwards just pushing himself forward. Our backline will be 1 Falogo, 2 Asako, 3 Howell, 4 Shibasaki, 5 Coates. Yeah, and what a wicked lineup that is. Oh, it's a beautiful kick from the Panthers. Back round to Lungy. Back to IPAP. Galvin gets it now. Galvin down. That was a sure moment for them. I got trouble for dropping someone in their head, which started a fight. That's classic rugby league, Mickey. Don't feel too bad about that one. That's how it goes in our game. Now to Hayward. You can't be doing it, but ultimately when you do it, you know, that it just happens, man. It happens. You're not allowed to do it, but you can do it. Yeah, it's going to end up happening at points in rugby league. It really depends. If you told me that the Dogs would have if you told me, legends, that the Dogs at this point in the game, right, would have 4 tries and 3 of them be from their forwards, I would have called you and say, count Hughes and Preston. Are you kidding me? Oh, no, Coates isn't going anywhere. Will Warbrick is, though. Can't wait for Osaka to join us next year, says Rugby Fella. Oh, he's going to be huge for you. Also, Charlie Staines to the Bears. That's a potential link, too. I'll take it. Mickey shouting, go Bulldogs in the chat here. A feat of the scrum here for the Penrith Panthers on 23 minutes left on the clock, legends. Second tackle, Liam Martin is starting to come onto the field, and he'll be giving them a farting good time here as we go to Edwards. Over to Cleary. Cleary, pass back around here. He holds the ball, and he's wrapped up neatly there by the Dogs. Back Edwards steps around here over by the 40, and oh, goodness me, the Panthers. Edwards knocks the ball on. He gave them the opportunity to come back, and he knocks the ball on there and loses an opportunity. Isako is very underrated, I think. I think he's a massive loss for the Dolphins, Mel. I think he's going to be huge. He's going to be huge at Melbourne, all right? Huge. In fact, I might even have him in my super coach next year. I think it'd be a bargain for Melbourne. I reckon Panthers score and kick a field goal. To break the hearts of all Doggies fans at a core, I could certainly see it. Stop saying such terrible things, TJC, is what I hear from the Dogs fans for proving the screen. I hear you. I hear you, Jerry. Down to the right. Max King. Physically, what a player. Over to the 20. To Salmon. Gets Burton. Matt Burton now. Over to the 30 here. It's third tackle now for them. And they keep moving with this one. Just three subs away from the sub goal legends. If you haven't yet, hit that sub button. And they've messed up. They've messed up the Doggies on the third tackle. Hayward unable to collect the ball there. And the Dogs fans, they're just in awe. Definitely Osaka will be missed for sure. He will be. He'll be Nafio, Bostock, and Cobo center. Pretty good there, Will, rugby fella. Pretty good. Mickey doesn't want to accept it. Mickey doesn't want to accept it. Now to the left, Papali'i. Oh, he's bantering with you, rugby fella. He's bantering with you. He's bantering because he wants Dogs to win. He's like, you better not be right. Now through the middle, Isaiah Isaiah Yeo messes it up. And the Penrith Panthers with another error. The Doggies with constant get out of jail free cards. Seriously, this game's getting to a point where if the Dogs score again, how can the Panthers do it? The way this is going, the Panthers have too many errors in themselves at the moment. Ivan Cleary will be very unimpressed with this. And with defensive techniques and attacking techniques, the style of play has changed so much in the 5 years of dominance from the Penrith Panthers. You got to give credit where it's due there. Hayes running hard into the line now. We move through the middle now. Max King with the ball here. Max King just taking them on, and there he goes. Mickey likes telling people to shush up, it seems. It seems to be the case, Miles. It seems to be the case. And oh, that's a good run there. Small tackles here. Through to the right, Tracy Chuala. They knock it on. The Dogs knock it on. No try. And just a little bit too much pressure there. They mess up. Knock on here. I like William Hunt. A knock on here, a knock on there. Everybody, a knock on, knock on. Hey, Mickey, clearly rugby fella doesn't like it, so maybe lay off a little on him, legend. Maybe lay off on him a little. Here comes the Panther peeps. Here comes the Panther. You know, but it's all good, man. It's all good. I get that you're having fun, bro, my man. Yes, Jenkins is making a wrapping action. That might be a penalty. They've cleared high contact. This is the part where the Dogs run away and win this game. It says Nico Dom in the chat here. We play nice here, legends. Exactly. Ooh. And on the 10-meter line now. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs will be back on the defense. Penrith Panthers They just need a good run, another 6 again, or a penalty. Like, that's all they really need right now to do something, the Panthers, it feels. And on those two, let me tell you, my man, Mickey, my man. It's game on here on a knife's end here as To'o spins around past his own 20 there and goes down to the ground, legends. And finds the short one. Around they keep going. Panthers come on, says Albert Mosa in the chat now. Panthers get away with so much, rigged. So much, legend. It's actually insane what they get away with. Cleary takes the ball, kicks low here, on it here, back after it here. And the Dogs, it's only a converted try that keeps them in the lead here. Taking risks, the Dogs at the moment. The Panthers as well. Panthers desperate for anything. They're a try down. They've scored the same amount of goals in terms of try to goal ratio. But hoping Dogs win though. Well, right now they are the winners, but there's still 18 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for that to change. And the Bulldogs here go back through the middle. Of course. Just free. Here we go. Just free yourself. Just free yourself, doggies. Down go Dogs. As Mel says in the chat, don't forget to hit that like button and sub, legends. High kick in the air to the right. He won't allow it to bounce, though. Dylan Edwards. Head first into the ground he goes. 7:48 and 7:49 goals today for Cleary as he gets the pass off here. He's yet to get try 70. And, of course, he's yet to enter the top 10 all-time appearance holders. He's 3 away at the moment. Edwards over to Cleary. Finds his way over to Jenkins. Jenkins, and it's IPAP down the left edge here with size. Gets to the halfway line before going down here. I'm a boy. Good for you. Cleary with a low kick, knocks around here. And a shot there from Galvin. Now Galvin, he's probably had one of his better games at halfback for the Dogs tonight as we go to Chihuahua. And Chihuahua kept back. Team Genesis Sports One's Broncos. My favourite team is Banter Central. It is the... Wait, I'm wearing a Queensland thing. Oops. Parramatta Eels. Parramatta Eels, bro. That's my team. I do vlogs for them. I do not many streams. That's why we don't stream on Parramatta Eels days, because I'm at the game every time. Tracy all around here. Now to Preston. Galvin hits it in the air over to the right now. And down he goes on 15. Jenkins looking for a run through the middle here. And there he goes. And it's a good run there from Max King there to get him back. Talagi over to McLean. McLean keeps on pushing here. Talagi taking it in here. Over to the 40. The speed's on them. 3 tackles gone by here as Cleary runs it. Cleary into the line. Cleary held out. Kenny. Background here. Simonson lost the ball and Burton loses it. Oh, that's okay. Don, that's okay. It's really like Eels, but it's your opinion. Fair enough. You don't like the Eels, man. That's all good, brah. That's all good. We are one of the biggest fan bases in the comp, but we're also one of the least most memed as well. So, you know. So we've got to wait here, legends. We've got a captain's challenge from the Panthers. The ruling was Sorensen knocks on. Does Sorensen knock the ball on? That's the big call here. We don't force anyone on the channel to like Parra. Just a lot of people here end up liking Parra because of my passion for them. Dylan Edwards. Okay, so are they going to rule that Sorensen on the shoulder knocks this on, or are they going to... This is a big moment in the game. All right. Hits the shoulder and goes towards the Bulldogs dead ball line. This is going to be called a knock on, which means the Panthers have just lost their challenge for the day. The Panthers have just lost their challenge! 22-16, baby. What a game we are having on our hands here. Seriously, if you have not hit that sub button yet, what are you doing? I mean, this is every single day during the rounds, legends. And here we go. It's Preston on the right, Kayo on the left. Do they really have anybody wrong that they could go to? They're going over to Galvin, Tuala. And Tuala held down. Panthers have finally lost their challenge. And Max King now. Crashing forward here. Here's King. What a player Max King is. There's a reason he's had his Blues debut. And now Harry Hayes. He's a bit of a Dogs fan favourite. Kind of like the Bulldog Matt Dury or the... do Broncos have a bench player that they really like? I don't know. Held on the 30 now. They keep going. Back left. Viliami Kayo pushes them off past the 20. Go gets over there. The grass is always greener, they say. Well, not at the moment. On the 20, they hit it to the right. They're trying to do a Cleary-esque play here. Dogs hit it back. Ends up with Blaze Talangi, and down goes Talangi. Finally. Didn't expect Doggies to be the team to put Pars in their place. Not over yet, though. It's not over yet, but they are putting them in the place at the moment, 100%. Not over yet, though. Nowhere near over yet. There's a reason Dogs have risen on the pole. And Edwards now. Just through the middle here. Really quick and agile. Brian Toto steps around here. Plenty of possession and effort. As Mitch Kenny puts arms up. They're just scrounging for something through the middle on fifth tackle now. And currently, I think what the Panthers are lacking is a penalty. The Dogs are playing near perfect footy at the moment outside of their, loss of play. Connor Tracy, and that's got to be called sensational, that take. Tracy down. Preston now. Over to Carraz here with the pizzazz. I love the Broncos. Good to hear, Becky. We go Doggies, says Bernard. We go Doggies, Bernard. We go where they go. We bring the rule. That's the Doggies. We bring the bar. That's Doggies. What we mean. Penrith need the next points. They do. They do. If they don't want this to be settled in Dogs' favour, they have to get it. And he's exposed to the world there, Tupanua. Down he goes. And it's 6 again for the Dogs as well. A bit of a cheeky 6 again there, you could say. As Harry Hayes again here on the 30. Another try here for the Dogs, and you have to say it's a tough go for the Panthers. I never will rule the Panthers out of these kind of things, but right at the moment, 13 minutes left on the clock. Will it be the unlucky number for Panthers? Will in the chat says, salute, better late than never, hey? They have to get Burton out of the halves. Agreed, man. Agreed, but right now it's working out, Will. But I do agree with you there. Burton out of the halves. Come on, Galvin 5'8". Over Kayo, Galvin. Kayo loses the ball forward. That's great defense there from the Panthers. They've been able to defend. They just haven't been able to score the try to all square it yet. It's played in many grand finals here. And look at that. Alamotti with a big hit. Alamotti, the one that won them their three-peat, I believe it was. Or was it their four-peat? I think it was their four-peat. Jeez Louise. You heard a lot of talk about Galvin, a lot of noise, how he needed to step up for the Dogs. And this is where he did it. This is by far probably his best game at halfback of his career so far, no doubt. Bro, Panthers better win, Sicily. They better win, bro. They better win. They better win for you, man. They better win for you. On the 10-meter line here. Well, they're being held out well by the Dogs here at the moment, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Third tackle now. Lindsay Smith over to Talangi here. Thomas Jenkins now scoops up through the middle. Great recovery here. Honestly, it might get to a point where they need to start just offloading and hoping. Edwards to Cleary. And Mitch Kenny. Jack Cogger, a crucial utility. People forget how crucial he was in their 23 win over the Brizzy Broncos in the grand final. The impact he played on allowing Cleary to get the space in that to put up one of the great performances up there with Reece Walsh in 25. Hopefully he can make that big thing here, that big impact. Galvin, background middle. I wish you all the best Saturday. So if the Dogs score again, it's over. Likely, Cade, but this is the Panthers. This is the Panthers. That's the right. Fantastic set from Dogs. Preston, this is it. This is it. Preston Tupanua Bulldogs goes in on a big hit. There's that trust that they needed, and Canterbury make it 26-16 with a kick to come from in front. It's going to be a 12-point difference, Legends, with about 10 to go. And the Panthers, they just cannot believe it. Broncos to win, Cade. And the chat goes crazy as they just know that the Dogs have put up one of the most memorable results all year. The Panthers, well, they're unlikely to go undefeated now unless something comes of this. They might have to put up a short kickoff. Satili Tupanua there. He's supporting up the middle, and what a play that was. 2 tries this season, a try tonight. Satili Tupanua scored for the Bulldogs, Salam. The Panthers have to come back from 12 points down versus the Dogs with about 10 minutes to go. Salam. Go the Doggies. Who says no? We've had it sewn up at the moment. Yo-hos. Who's going for the Cowboys? This is why you don't predict anything, Legends. Anything is possible. They haven't hit it away. The Dogs have given it their all. And they don't even have Krisher on the field. Can you believe it? Not even a Jenkins double could stop it. And there we got it. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs take a bow. Can't believe it. Yeah, it's a shocker. It's definitely the result of the year for me. I understand some will say Cowboys story, but genuinely this one is a huge shocker. This is the part where the Dogs run away. This is the part where you run away. Honestly, man, what a goddamn game. Short kickoff, Panthers. And is that a penalty for Dogs? Penrith knock on. Yeah, Penrith knock on's the call. And they needed that short kickoff to work out here. They've got 8 minutes and 40 seconds. It's 12 points the difference. Don't count those chickens. Panthers can and will mount a comeback. Absolutely they can. Get nervous here. All right, Dogs fans, this is the moment where you need to get behind your team. You need to get passionate, okay? Bro, I'm a Broncos original fan and Cowboys for PNG. Let's go, man. I love it, bro. I love it. I don't think Penrith staying undefeated now. Me neither, Cade. Me neither. So it's 28-16 here. The nerves are certainly going to be setting in for Penrith fans. Seriously, this has to be the worst day ever for Flaxy. Sorry. Bulldogs on the 40. Burton regularly running in here to Jerry. Bronson Jerry now. Past he goes here. Isn't it funny? They win 5 in a row and then lose. Matt Burton here. Strong hands in it. Burton running towards the defensive line here. Nearly. He's on the 20 now. They keep pushing here. The Doggies chat is going wild here. It's now to the right. Dogs, Jenkins knocks it on. Jenkins knocks it on, but they're going to give penalty to Panthers. No, penalty to Dogs. No, knock on. It's a knock on, no penalty. I thought it was a penalty for a second. Nah, knock on Jenkins. There you go. Sorry for getting your hopes up, Panthers fans. This game, this second half has flowed perfectly. Honestly, the brushwork, mate. This is the stuff of Van Gogh. Van Gogh, the legend. Can you put me on the screen, please? You made like this legend. There you go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, where'd you go? There you go. Where'd you go? There you go. Where'd you go? There you go. No. Let's go, Dog says rugby fella in the chat here. So I'm just in awe at what I've witnessed. Wow. Wow. Who would have expected it? Who would have expected it? Bulldogs, ladies and gentlemen. And after this, they've actually given a penalty to Dogs. I think Dogs have got this wrapped up, guys. They're going to make it 30. That's 8 points. That's 14 points. That's 14 points. That's Dogs 13 plus. That's Dogs 13 plus, legends. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Matt Burton to maybe seal it. He's got it. Oh my God, he's nailed it. He's actually nailed it. Matt Burton. In one of the great rivalries, by the way, tomorrow, legends. You don't want to miss it. It is the Broncos and the Cowboys. But before that, of course, we have the Dragons and the Manly Warringah Seagulls. You don't want to miss that either. One of my all-time favorite blokes, Kieran Foran. Probably my favorite ever Seagull coaching in his second game. He put the 50 bomb in his first. Can he outdo a struggling Dragons team? Nathan Cleary, Panthers go short again here because they kind of have to. And Montoya gets it too easily. And the Panthers set a light there. The Panthers, for the first time, lost by 13 plus. The first time they've lost in general, mate. Who plays Panthers next week, says Mel's. Who plays the Panthers next week? Oh, I wouldn't want to be them. I wouldn't want to be them. I wouldn't want to be the Dolphins. I wouldn't want to be the Dolphins, legends. Bulldogs. Through the middle. Galvin gets to Preston. Preston arms up here. We said before this game, do not let stats stop you from hoping for the improbable. Poor Dolphins. Poor Dolphins. Cleary is my captain and he lost. Such a shame, man. Such a shame. You know, your loss doesn't mean that they don't score well, though, right? Jenkins. By the way, this is Cleary's 200th. Without Critter on Cleary's 200th, this is what they've put up. The Penrith Panthers. And they'll want to try the next, arguably, minute and 30 if they want something. Tulagi back around Jenkins. Thomas Jenkins in now. Fourth tackle here on the 40. Jenkins was a bit unreliable for about 10 minutes, wasn't he? Knocked a couple balls on. Cleary finds Edwards. Edwards plats it over and To'o knocks it on. They were getting desperate, the Panthers, and they knock it on there. With that attack there. And, the Dolphins are probably terrified after this. How's the live ladder looking? Well, if the Dogs win this one here at the moment, legends, let's find Dogs. They've got 6 wins. They'll go all the way up to... No, the Dogs have 2 wins. The Dogs have 2 wins at the moment. If they get 3... They will be up to 1, 2, 5. They'll be up to 4th, it looks like. No, 5th. They'll be up to 5th. Legend. And Broncos might be first as well, potentially. Kidding, Will. Broncos won't be first. They're not going to be first in 8th place. Not yet. Sure thing, Mickey. Sure thing. The Dogs, Salmon, Tupanua for it, and he can't get it. One more tackle left in the set here, in my heart anyway, in your heart. On the doorstep now, Galvin to the right. Jenkins, another knock on, and he loses it to Ala! And Dogs have just rubbed salt into the wound, I think. The referee will say no try, but I think we've got one for the Dogs again. I think the Dogs have wore it out tonight, and they've got another. Bulldogs right chase are on side. Was it not off Jenkins? Jenkins. Oh, they're going to say it hit Montoya's arm. Boo. 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 What heart? Yeah, Wills doesn't have a heart. Wills doesn't have a heart, bro. The spicy stuff got to him. The spicy stuff got to him. Anyone named Will or William has spicy stuff on them. Is it the name in the coffin? It's the nail. It's not the nail in the coffin yet, but game's wrapped up. 2 minutes to go. Cleary running down the right here. Tries his best. Nathan Cleary, another feat he has for the Panthers is that he's their all-time most points in a season, legends, by the way. Most points by a Panther in a season with 231 in 2021. He also holds the most points in a match with 34, 2019 versus the Knights. Panthers lose the ball here. This just proves Jerry better than Tuala. Just does. Tuala. Ref always ruined it, says Cade. Oh, nice. Here's Salmon. Around the right. Well, congrats, Dirty Dogs. Proud of you. The Dirty Dogs do it. The Dirty Dogs of all teams. And there's no time left on the clock, guys. 1:23. The Dogs have essentially sealed it. Burton tackle. What a moment this is for him. Incredible performance here the Dogs have put out. Back to his feet. Yes, Atili Tupanua. I can't even begin to tell you how good this has been. Tupanua's got to be one of the best players of the game. Right? Galvin's an arguable man of the match. And that's hard to say as a Para fan, as the ref blows a penalty here against the Panthers. Jack Cogger questioning it. Can Canterbury score one more for their fans? Oh, well, no, they're going to go for the kick. They're going to go for the kick. It looks like 32. They want to make it 32, the Dogs. They know they've won. They just want to seal it with more. Let's go, Dogs win 13 plus against Penrith. I can't believe that the Dogs have just won 13 plus. Genuinely. How has that happened? Like, how? And this is just ridiculous here. Absolutely chuffed they all are. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs can't believe this incredible moment from them. When they're down and they're together, that's when the magic happens. And Matt Burton, on full time, makes it 32-16. The crowd can't believe it. Oh, would you not pay to be in that crowd right now as a Dogs fan? If you're a Panthers fan, I'd probably pay not to be there. And it was an incredible over a month from the Penrith Panthers, but the Dogs put to an end this winning streak here. Final score, 32-16. Panthers clawed it back to 16 all before the Dogs just kept on going with it. They were the better team all round in this. And the Panthers, despite having the names, did not have the performance on their hands there. And Toto, he might as well have been a ghost or not playing. Absolutely incredible stuff. The Dogs of War were out. Incredible win. Glad I caught the stream. Always good fun as always, TJC. Always good fun, legend. I can't wait for tomorrow's 2 streams, guys. Stay tuned for them, all right? Live reacted to for completely free with TJC Sports here. You have the let's find it. Round 6. Here we go. You have the streaming exclusive of Dragons Manly for you to enjoy with me. And then you follow it up with the Channel 9 game between the Broncos and the Cowboys in an intense rugby league battle. What would you want more than that? Thanks for watching so much, legends. This was an incredible time, an incredible live stream reaction. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Shout out to Lockie Galvin, man. Him and Matt Burton had an amazing game. You know, wow. Considering they're 2 natural 5'8", what they did at halfback, truly superb stuff. Hoping to see some superb stuff too tomorrow as well. I can't wait for it. 5:55. Not 5:55. We'll be alive at 5:50, I reckon, for the Dragons and Manly, and then follow that up with a pretty much immediate pivot to Broncos Cowboys. And that is the official Panthers loss of 26. Yep, their first official loss. We end the poll here at 62% with the Panthers to win, 32% went with the Dogs, 4% went draw, and 2% were just here for me. Appreciate you 2%, but appreciate you all overall. What about better streams? Probably, it's hard to imagine the other streams will do much better than this one, but feel free to make that the case, guys, and show up tomorrow to show your support. The Dogs putting up plenty of shots. They're called Dogs of War for a reason. The Panthers crowd done dirty. On to the next. See you guys tomorrow, legends. Thanks for watching. I'm blabbering on now. The Panthers are